Okay, everybody, I'm here to react to a video that I saw just this morning. I was watching someone's video. He's got a movie channel, and he does every Tuesdays. He goes into Best Buy and other stores, Target, and Tuesday being the release date of 4K, Blu-ray, DVDs. And he goes in and does a hoarding up video. You know who he is, right? I like the guy. I like his channel, but I'm just basically here to say that uh, people are reacting really strongly and unnecessarily so to the fact that he went into a Best Buy and the store was going through changes and a lot of shelves were empty when it pertains to movies. All right. And, you certainly are aware of this yourselves if you collect movies. I know I am. Okay, I go to my local Best Buy looking for DVDs, Blu-rays, and the shelves are bare. Maybe there were 6 or 7 new titles on there. New releases only, a very, very scant amount of titles. Don't let it fool you, because a lot of people think that just because stores are choosing not to stock movies anymore, that means physical media is dead or physical media is dying. It's not. Let me tell you something. As an older guy who's been doing this for a long time now, collecting home video since VHS and so forth, since Super 8mm films, actually, I've heard this a million times. Physical media is dead. Streaming's going to take over. It's over now. It's the beginning of the end is here. We could see it on the horizon. There's not going to be any more discs of home video nonsense. I've been hearing this since at least 2008, 2009, 2010 maybe is the most recent. This has been going on forever. Oh, everybody's streaming. Nobody wants to buy movies anymore. Pretty soon physical media is going to be completely over. It hasn't happened yet. I've been hearing it for 15 minutes, and it's not going to happen. Okay? First of all, what is happening, and I can attest to this, is that stores, for whatever their reasons, are opting not to offer physical media movies on their shelves. There's no getting around that. That's been going on a long time. Back in the late 1990s, the early to mid 2000s, I used to be able to walk into Tower Records / Tower Video, Tower Records and Video before they went under. And I was able to walk into Virgin Megastore, the movie store. I was able to walk into Best Buy. I was on release day, and you could get any amount of movies, not just the new blockbusters, not just the most popular top theatrical films that everybody knows, not just the latest Oscar nominees and winners, but old classics, exploitation films, independent companies, all of it. All of it was available routinely. Some of you may not be old enough to remember that. Some of you maybe are old enough to remember that. It was a great time. This was the late 90s, early to mid 2000s. That time does not exist anymore. And I'm all too painfully aware of that, because I always prefer walking into a store, looking at a shelf, and physically choosing the titles I want to buy right then, right there, the day of release. I don't like having to place an order from Amazon or any of these other fly-by-night companies and have to get my movies delivered through the mail. Sometimes they come off the hinge, the discs are loose, they're rattling around in the package. I get it. I always preferred to go to a store. But stores are dictating that they don't want to stock these anymore. But I think what's happening is, judging from the comments on this fella's video, I think that the commenters are missing the point. They go into a store, they see no physical media, or very limited physical media, 7, 8, 10 titles or something, and they automatically panic and think, that's it, it's dead, streaming's taken over, we're done, we're finished, no more physical media, they're doing away with physical media. Not true. The physical media sales, even if they're falling somewhat, are still in the billions or high millions. They're not going anywhere. What is happening is you have to order online, and it sucks. Some people like ordering online. I don't, but I do it. I know that when I want a movie nowadays, especially the kind of movies I like that are kind of more unusual horror films, or more old films from the 30s or 40s, or more, independent kind of niche films, I know I have to order online. You know, I'm not interested in buying Avatar 2. If I want to buy Avatar 2, I can go to the freaking local Best Buy and they'll still have one or two copies. But your friend is online these days. I hate to say it. That's where you're going to get this stuff. Folks, although a lot of people think physical media is going to be dead soon, some people think it's on the way quickly to dying. There are a lot of people out there that are collectors. They're collectors. They're not just average people. The people who walk into Best Buy, who walk into Target, the people who walk into those stores, Walmart, they're just average people, sheeple, that just go, bah, and what they do is they just follow the latest trend and they do streaming. We're not talking about streamers here. We're talking about niche collectors, hardcore collectors, like some of you watching this right now. We're always going to be able to get our movies. We're not going anywhere, The thing about owning a physical copy of a movie is that when you own a physical copy of a movie, that movie's in your library forever. You don't ever have to worry about it disappearing. You don't ever have to worry about it not being offered anymore. You have this, and as long as you have a player, and I've stocked up on a few players. I got a few players in the closet, new, just so, and as long as you always are prepared throughout the rest of your life, you can spend the rest of your life watching your movies, all right? And you'll probably always be able to get physical copies online, if not in your retail store. But physical media is there for you to always have. You can always have it. You can always watch it at any time. And as we know, streaming may sound really convenient and easy and all that, but one day, the library on streaming is not going to be there anymore. One day, you're not going to have the option to be able to just go over to your, I don't know what they're called, the names of these things. I don't know what they're called. I don't follow them, so I don't know. I don't want to say the wrong name of these services, but you're going to go on to a streaming service and you're going to find out they've discontinued your favorite titles, So eventually the license is going to run out, or they're just not going to offer it. The idea that you're going to live, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 more years or whatever, you think you're always going to be able to watch that film on streaming services, that's a delusion, okay? But as long as you always have a copy, and as long as you have the means to play the copies, the televisions and everything, stock up if you have to. Buy a couple of spare TVs. I'm not saying right now, over time where you can save the money, and buy a few players, put those away. You'll always be able to watch this stuff. Everybody gets too damn excited about it, thinking that physical media is dead. If I had a nickel for every time I heard physical media is dead or dying in the last 15 to 20 years, I would be a rich man. They said that books are going to be dead. Everything's going to be Kindle. Books are not going anywhere. Books are being sold more than ever. You can get books. Bookstores are still there. Books aren't going anywhere. I can get into music. I can get into record albums, vinyl. I can get into CD. They're not going anywhere either. Plenty of vinyl, plenty of CDs. There's new generations of young people that are mesmerized by physical media. Young people appreciate it. They think it's so much more fun to collect and interact with than just an impersonal cloud. Something in a cloud, not really there. All right, that's it. So don't panic about this, folks, okay? I'd love your feedback on this. And I'm right. You know what? You want to sit here and try to insist that streaming is taking over and there's no more physical media? I'm ready for you. Don't be ridiculous, folks. Don't panic. Later.